What's up everyone, it's Paul and lafon bringing you another Overwatch League recap video. A tied record is destined to be broken as two of the top teams in the Atlantic Conference face off yet again, the Paris Eternal and the Philadelphia Fusion.
It's been neck and neck the last two times these teams have played, with both series going 5 maps. This time, however, XC's unavailable for the Eternal, and the Fusion have been on a tear through the entire Overwatch League.
They're going to be playing that role, a double shield comp to boot now for Paris. You can see both teams just contesting up onto the high ground here, searching for opportunities, and they find the first pick. That's Fielder. Quick little burst shot there, finds Alarm, but Ivy dives into the background. He's going to take out soon here. Immortality Field now going to be committed on the one side, but Ivy, look at that with the try shot. Already just going to start lasering them down. If you don't know, a bit of an execute mechanic on that one. He is absolutely demolishing right now with these sticky bombs. And it's going to be a clean fight win right now for Philadelphia Fusion. And I got to say, a lot of teams have come up with different ways
that you can think of when thinking about Philly versus Paris. This isn't Carpe Soon, it's Nico Hisu.
Yeah, it's so odd, isn't it? But when Ivy is just demolishing like this, I mean, the sticky bombs are doing so much damage to him. And he's got the duplicate ready and waiting. Might not even need it, though. The amount of damage he's just pumping into them. Fury as well, diving into the back line, finds 2 kills. And his team demolishing right now. Paris Eternal just cannot find an entry onto this point. And it's difficult when Philly are just pumping into
whether you know this, Brand, but Rally Armor doesn't stack. It's one of the weird interactions in the game that doesn't stack. So I think that was a bit of a misplay by Philly, but it doesn't really matter. 95% and their sheer aggression is pummeling the Paris Eternal right now. 99, no one near the point. And Philly make that one look very... That's good from Alarm.
Connects onto 3. He's going to give them a small opportunity. Pulled in though, Hisu falls down. He's got a teleport though. He's going to instantly go back to his team, but too little too late. Sada gets yoinked in, frozen up, and he's taken down. The Coalescence committed here by Fielder. He's having a good first showing.
And like I said, it is
used for it now, and it is difficult for Fusion to push him, but the Nanoboost is going to get committed now onto Sado. He is split off though as the Ice Wall goes up. It's going to be the Sound Barrier also committed now for the Paris Eternal. A lot of ultimates used across the board. Sado searching for a good Earth Shatter opportunity. Swinging away, blocks the first one. Still not going for one of his own. In fact, he doesn't need it because his team is pumping in the damage. Ivy with 2 kills. The Icicles finding their mark. And it's going to be all Philadelphia Fusion as they are able to retake this point.
I want to point out how
once more, no ultimates really being committed at all here by Philly. Still a 5 on the board. Looking very good for them right now as the Nanoboost is finally going to get used and he's just swinging into the Bionade. That's all Alarm, baby. Committed into Bionade. Made them so they couldn't really heal up whatsoever, and that gives Sada the opportunity to just swing through them with the Nanoboost. Sada with the flank! What have I just witnessed with that one? Good reaction times from FD God. Comes in with a Sound Barrier though. He's going to come back from it and soon ends up finding the pick onto Ivy. What a beautiful play by Sado. Unfortunately, the follow-up wasn't quite there, instinctual if you will, but still, it might be good enough for Philadelphia Fusion. It forced out the Sound Barrier, which means Philly can come back in with one of their own. But the Astro gets much better one off. See the Death Blossom be committed by Hisu as well as he chases Nico down into the depths of University. Finds a second kill as well, making it a third. He's in the back line, just ravaging the opposition. He's a hungry, hungry boy, but not quite a hippo. And we're going to see Philadelphia Fusion as they trigger over this overtime, starts to trickle down. Fielder desperately trying to stall this one out. But I think this might be curtains for them as Philadelphia Fusion are looking clean right now. They're going to be able to take map number 1.
Yeah, well, that's a ridiculous play by... Any pressure on Hisu.
Okay, that was pretty sick by Fury. He positioned his shield as he saw the Hulk coming out. Blocked any sort of follow-up coming out from him, but look at that accretion! The damage being pumped in from the sticky bombs as well. Ikio is making it look easy. He gets halted, 45 HP, has to back off. Just watching the angles, good crosshair placement, like to see it. But my goodness. I mean, right now, Paris Eternal are going to be able to push in with the rally armor, which could pose problematic for Philadelphia Fusion, but Sado going to send in his own supercharger. Bob goes in as well, and Bob is putting in work alongside EQO. The sticky bombs just do far too much damage. Look at that. Perfectly aiming ahead. Going to try and take a 1v1 now against Nico. The Fury will steal it with a quick little punch. 1-2. There you go, Mike Tyson, eat your heart out. And Gravitic Flux as he gets sent out. He's only 80%, 90%, almost got it. Just waiting for the right opportunity. Mortality Field not going down, but EQO Oh my goodness! Comes in from the side. Now he's going to be duplicating over onto the Brigitte, just swinging away in close quarters. And I feel like we've just returned to a previous meta, Josh. A previous meta with potentially 3 tanks, 3 supports, maybe. I love it.
The Tracer to try and delay the point. They've gone for more of a divey setup here. The Paris are clutching at straws.
Very divey. Hisu off onto the flank. No one's taking care of him. Hisu, though, oh, he misses the dynamite, but it's okay because the Philadelphia Fusion have taken care of the front lines. Despite the fact that they lose their Ashe player, EQO just to be able to pump in the damage with the sticky bombs. Laser beam just going to be executing. Hanbin down. One last player onto the point, it's Fielder, but he will be evaporated. And that is going to mean that the Paris Eternal...
And they are threatening the flank with both of their DPS.
Yep.
Both Hisu and EQO have gone coast in order to put cross-angle pressure onto the Paris Eternal.
Finds the pick onto Soon. And now with that, another one as well. 2 picks for him. This might just be it. The Paris Eternal crumbling along, finds 3. Absolutely absurd stuff. This was what we were promised when this guy was joining the league. He was hyped up, living up to it in the final moments right now of this map, but what a one-sided affair. The Philadelphia Fusion taking map number 2, and of course on the point now you can see EQO using his laser beam, peppering in the damage, sticky bombs just unloading into them, and now he's going to start hunting for some targets. Eats up Nico, makes short work of him, and Paris have no choice but to try and really rethink how they're going to push this one. Opt to try and go in now. It's now or never. Have to force them away up the point. If they can get a pick off, it would be good, but those fights being pushed around all over the bloody shop. And eventually ends up going down, but not before putting in enough damage to bring down EQO. So still a winnable scenario for the Paris Eternal.
Very difficult though for them. Nosmite went down before it could use his Primal Rage. Philadelphia have got all of their ults online as well. It seems inevitable. And when I'm looking at how this team composition works for Philadelphia, it almost seems undivable. Soon and Nico were able to do very little there. And mostly, when you saw the nano boost being put onto Nosmite, he instantly flew backwards.
Yep.
Now, I couldn't tell in the heat of the moment whether that was a whip shot, whether it was a halt, whether it was the coach.
I've never seen a Winston player achieve. I mean, Nosmite desperately trying to go for it. He's going to use his Primal Rage, but that's going to cause EQO to use his duplicate and dive straight into the back line. And look at that ult charge meter revving up, hunting for the Primal Rage. Nice little whip shot I've had to cast in quite some time. It's never ending, Josh. It's never ending. The fight's still continuing. And the beatdown from Soon. Is he really going to be able to clutch this one up? Sending it in. He's got the rally armor on top. Everything available to him. The resources. It's an absolute kerfuffle in the lower pits of Volskaya. But the Paris Eternal come out on top.
Oh, that fight was truly ridiculous. And if you count this death on Sado, it only just ends now. What a crazy fight. The rallies just kept the fight.
That medicine goes straight in for the Holt, sees if he can combo with anything, but he gets forced out of it as he gets bursted down. Hisudo comes in with a tactical visor, and he's actually finding kills. It's a miracle, Josh. It's a Christmas miracle. 2 picks now. And in the end by Hanbin, and now it's the re-engagement coming in from the Paris Eternal. Nico from the skies, desperately trying to burst down some damage from above. Boombox is the one who's finding the picks, though, in the meantime, and EQO going to be trying to deal with him in the flank. Look at the sticky bombs! Headshots on headshots. Nico will fall, and there's just a few remaining stragglers. Paris Eternal desperately trying to hold on to this point. Alarm with the whip shot, though, bringing down Soon. Only a couple of players remaining. It's desperation time now from Nosmite. Nico switching over to the Doomfist, but as soon as he falls, that might just be it. And finally, the Philadelphia finish with 2 seconds and 7 microseconds, milliseconds. I don't know mathematics, Josh, but they, Philadelphia Fusion, say they got it anyway.
Yeah, they're probably his team if he holds literally on the other side of the map. But
Soon,
hello?
hello,
Soon jumps off the map.
Soon, hello.
Hey, I think he just missed his blink. I think maybe he was trying to triple blink to the other side so they could put pressure on Hisu, and he just hit his head.
We'll never know.
He planked.
We'll never know. No one load up the replay viewer. No one check. Now the Primal Rage, perfect positioning. Can Nosmite capitalize? He's trying to find some targets. Trying to get the control over. There you go, baby. Nosmite with the 2K. Finding it. Fury and Sado off the map. The Fortify could not save them. Was not there in time. And the Paris Eternal have just opened this point up off the back of some very lovely control there by Nosmite. That was some stellar Winston gameplay.
It seems kind of poetically beautiful that after
Being used by FD God, supercharged by Sado, but it's out in the open and it gets destroyed almost instantly. Ult does not connect. Nosmite Forced off onto the wayside, but Nico finds the kill onto Hisu. That's a great opening pick for them now as Hampton's taking the off angles, finding so much damage, pumping it into the Philadelphia Fusion. Hisu now forced over to the Doomfist to try and contest this one a little bit longer, but they've already got 2 ticks and counting. Moving over onto the point, stun, perfect at the time. See the immortality field by Boombox as well, trying to keep them alive, but Alarm will not be long for this world. Duplicate by EQO has already built up the Primal Rage. This could be the clutch that they needed, just trying to force them out. Boombox now going to be prioritizing the back line. Boombox takes out Nico and Iem, but soon over onto the Tracer, trying to clutch it up, eventually taken out in the meanwhile. Still, the fight continues, the time ticking over. Fusion have players onto the point, but it seems like the Past Eternal are slowly edging this one in their favor. Nosmite's Primal Rage just about fades, but not before the damage is done, and that is going to be a very, very nice time bank for the Past Eternal. 3 minutes 42 seconds.
Great work there by Paris. They used the rally early on, but forcing out a rally
Despite
early...
the fact that he's playing in the past, essentially, when he's on that much of a ping. But there we go, Nosmite now going to be using his Nano Boost, leaping himself in. Boombox gets anti-nated up by Fielder, and Fielder takes him out anyway. That was a solo kill into the back line. Fielder might just be clutching this one, but Fusion do not want to count themselves out just yet. Nosmite going down, Husu being chased into the back line. Another kill for Fielder as well. This guy making a name for himself in the Overwatch League thus far. Nico back in the fight, the sticky bomb's putting in damage, but Fury shuts him down regardless. Hisu using that tactical visor, but as it fades, he didn't quite get the work done that he...
Shanghai Dragons both managed to get reverse sweeps so far this week.
See another one?
I can't remember, honestly. Those are the two that stick out in my brain.
I know that the Shanghai Dragons reverse swept the New York Excelsior because I watched that match and I made the dancing coffins meme out of it.
Maybe that's the reason why they don't run Ivy, because otherwise they're just confused. They
all the
call
time.
it EQO's name. It's a theory.
Well, let's see what
right?
Eco can do on the
Can't
Echo as
disprove
he duplicates up and is beginning some value now as he switches over to the Diva. Sometimes you see the players switching over to the tank characters, just get a bit more sustain onto the point. A lot more damage mitigation as well. Just trying to build up that bomb. And there you go, sends it straight into the back line, finds FD God with it. But the Fusion had won that fight long before that bomb was even built up, it felt like.
Yeah, I really like the swap over to Diva. I think both Winston and Diva, and sometimes Orisa, can be great picks for the Echo to utilize.
Because a headshot nonetheless. They're going to be able to take him out. Fusion really just pressing their advantage, as you can see, finding the pickoffs where necessary. Past Eternal, they are just getting crushed right now in a neutral game.
And I think you can see that if you can't punish EQO, then you are...
Now with those Hellfire Shotguns, he's just tearing into them. EQO ended up duplicating over to the Brigitte, so they've got rally armor, double rally armor as well. You know, sometimes you make mistakes. They actually... Their rallies at the same time, so they ended up popping rally at the exact same time.
Yeah. I mean, why not, right? If you're EQO, you definitely want to use the rally.
Do you get the rally armor twice as fast if that's the case? I mean,
I
know there's a
I don't
maximum.
think so.
There's a maximum, right? But would it apply? Because the way it's going to get utilized pretty early now, and Alarm using that Transcendence, but damage boosted, frozen up soon with the headshot. He just one-shots them. Fury now going to be coming back with Gravitic Flux of his own. Takes out 2 of them. EQO's trying to build own. 80% and counting. Very, very close, but only 4 seconds left on the duplication. Sends it up with the Gravitic Flux, but a Fortify will save Nosmite, but unfortunately the Fortify won't save him from dying. There's the Fusion way able to just pump in the necessary damage. Back in, take him out, it's on the clock. The Past Eternal have got a lot of ultimas to use.
Yeah, they only just managed to win. And that means the Pirates have a lot of ults to be able to defend with here, but that kill on Handbin is fantastic. Cancels the Gravitic Flux.
That Supercharger and the Amplification Matrix. It's so much damage, and Fury's just sending in these orbs, and he's already got 2 kills because of it. Really holding on now. EQO into the sidelines, just trying to get the sticky bombs off, putting in a lot of damage. Alarm falls into the backline though, as he was yoinked. And now it looks like the Past Eternal are in a very comfortable position to try and hold this one. EQO will fall, one of the last bastions to try and clutch it up, if you will. I don't know why Shadow's in the back line, but he is, and he's trying to take things into his own hands. Not quite working out, and I think Josh, as soon as they kill the remaining few players, this is going to be killed.
Certainly seems like it. A fairly good defense there on point C for the Paris Eternal. Ticked a lot of time off the clock running their mostly Ashe May setup. And Philly found it difficult to crack. I don't think, Bren, even in the current meta, that Echo is the
high ground now. Hambin moving forward. Gravitic Flux into the back. Pandemonium, chaos, whatever word you want to use to try and describe the current situation. I think they're all quite applicable as EQO now going to be making the switch over to the Winston. Trying to build up the Primal Rage. He's got them cornered now into the lower sections. Primal Rage now going to be used. Searching for an opportunity to use it. He's going to be splitting off a couple of them, but slept up now by Fielder once more. Fielder using the Nana Boost, and Nico with the opportunity to really pop off. Finding a lot of these picks. Nosemight on 1 HP. EQO takes him out. It's not over just yet. The Powers Eternal are in trouble. EQO still in the fight. Nico desperately trying to turn this one. Hambin finally returning into the fray. The overtime ticking. There's only one player remaining, and it's Sado against the world. Not quite. Now the rotation's coming in as Alarm moves over to the Lucio to just try and stall this one. They want to try and make it work. Boombox to the Immortality field. They're keeping the overtime going. But the spawners, I don't think favor any side. Are the Fusion really going to be able to clutch this one? Alarm booping them away. The rotations might just be perfect, but Nosemight is back in the fight, and he has the Primal Rage. Moving into the backline, slept again, but awoken in the nick of time. Bob trying to make it work. The Gravitic Flux now used as well. On top of that, the Fusion are desperate to hold on to this one, but I think the Powers Eternal might have just clutched it in the final moment, and they finally get it. But oh my goodness, Josh, did they have to work for it. Target he wanted, he probably wanted one of the tank lines because he's trying to build up the amplification matrix, but can he get it down? Finally pops it, but he's being forced back by EQO as he duplicated one of the Winstons and built up the Primal Rage. And as I said before, Josh, but it's so applicable, it's just absolute chaos right now. The Hulk comes out from the Fusion, but it looks like the Powers Eternal are clutching it up soon, able to build up the bomb, lays it down, and it peppers them from the sidelines. And the Fusion crumbling in the last few seconds here. 2 seconds though as EQO has built up his Blizzard and lays it down. The Ice Wall comes up as well. Nosemight in a very precarious situation. Nanoboost being landed again, and Nico can end up duplicating the Mei, so he's freezing up the Philadelphia Fusion all over the place. Hambin with the beat down. The Eternal, do not tell me you're doing this right now. I cannot believe what I am seeing. The Blizzard built up almost instantly. No one can touch the cart. No one can touch the point. And they're boots back, and the Powers Eternal have done it. Take it. See if they can try and clash into them. Hambin gets demeched in the process, which is never ideal. They've lost their Diva out of the fight for just a moment. Now Hisu just rolling forward, but Sado stepping a little bit too far forward. The shield bash comes out as well.
He was actually caught inside the Winston bubble, so couldn't get any healing as well.
Beautiful placement from Nosemight there. Clutching it up, but I mean, at the end of the day, when Hisu gets the Nana Boost loaded up onto him, the damage output is a little bit too much, though. He's falling very, very low. Has to get healed up by Alarm.
Frozen in the Blizzard as well.
Nico switching over to Reinhardt by using that duplicate. Whoa! Laying down the Earth Shatter. Forces 2 of them now, forcing out the Sound Barrier as well. And it gets the damage done with the laser beam in the tail end of it. Could be turnable now for the Powers Eternal. They might be able to make something work out of this fight. I gotta say though, they're missing a lot of the players. Laser beam straight into the air. Nico, will he survive? Falling so low. He almost got peppered down, but wasn't quite enough. FD with a whip shot takes down Funny Astro as well. Gonna be clobbering him from afar. Nico still just causing absolute chaos as he's flying above the enemy team. Sado, he completely negates the Primal Rage from Nosemight, but Nosemight's still in it, still alive. See what he can do with the fadeaway Fire Strike from Sado. Will remove him from the fight. Nico, though, with the kill onto Hisu. Still potentially winnable for them, though, but the Blizzard does connect, and Ivy's going to be able to freeze up a couple of these members. Fusion is looking mighty good for them to try and take this fight. The Ice Block forced out. He almost has his duplicate. He could try and turn this one with maybe a clutch little pick-off. Nosemight with another Nano Boost, laying it down. Nico falls, though, and the Sound Barrier on top. The Powers Eternal are losing every single piece they've got at their disposal. It's so tough for them to try and keep this fight going for them, especially as Nico fell a little bit earlier in this fight. It means they're not going to have the duplicate for the rest of this engagement unless they can stall it out a little bit longer. Nosemight does keep the overtime burning, and Nico has to switch over to the Diva just to try and stall this one out. Probably not the target he wanted. In the meantime, gets demeched, does manage to build up the self-destruct, but he does not get too much out of it. Fury taking care of the rest, and it will be round number 1 going to the Philadelphia Fusion. Get a bit of damage done into the lower section right now from Paul. And Ivy with the freeze again, another headshot to Soon. Don't quite know what he's doing with that positioning there. And a Death Blossom on top. Hisu finds 2 picks. Make it a 3rd.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
This this.
The Paris Eternal are falling to pieces, Bren. They managed to win a
Eagle
team.
will be able to touch this one and force them back. Now, the Paris Eternal might be able to speed boost and try and get a pick off here. They get a boop off to Ivy. That could be critical. I may have just called it a little bit too early here. Ivy going down. They removed a lot of their damage now. And the Fusion are really scattered all over the bloody shop now. The Gravitic Flux built up by Hanbin. Pandemonium on the point now. This might be the flip in their favor. Very clutch plays coming out from the Paris Eternal. Swinging away. Nuzmite desperately trying to get this kill now onto Hisu. They find it. And have they found the opening they were looking for? As the Fusion crumble and fall in the final moments. I cannot believe I just cast a curse on myself like that, Josh. Plays FD God is hunting for another environmental kill opportunity soon. In the backline, the Death Blossom unleashed, but look at that peel from Fury. He uses the defense matrix perfectly just to keep his team alive, as the Coalescence going to be layered up, and Hisu tears through the opposition. So many kills flowing now for the Philadelphia Fusion, and they are just seconds away now from taking this map. It was a good effort from the Paris Eternal, but good just quite isn't good enough. The Philadelphia Fusion taking that map number 5. GG's in the chat, and they denied a reverse sweep away.
To stay up to date with all things Overwatch League, make sure to check out one of our other recap videos.